Greetings everyone, hello and welcome to War Hospital, a game that has been released today on Steam, and I thought let's have a look at it because it looks really promising and unique. In this game you actually manage a hospital at the front in the Second World War, and yeah, it's up to us to manage it correctly, treat patients, produce medicine, and also build houses to house my staff and my patients, to treat them, and unfortunately also to manage a cemetery. And all of this is topped with trains that we can also see and watch as they go by. Now with this, we can start a new game right away. There's only the campaign mode available at the moment. I'm hoping for a sandbox at some point, but the campaign is already pretty promising too, with events happening while you manage your hospital, getting you under pressure quite a bit. And yeah, the game offers more than you can see at first glance, so I think it's worth a shot. And yeah, let's have a look at it. Shall we go?
My dear son, I was unable to stop the events that led to the fact that today I am going to the front and you are no longer there. You cannot imagine how much pain I carry in my heart. With your death, I question the sense of my continued existence.
This must be some kind of joke.
But fate throws me to a place where I might be able to save your colleagues and many others.
Alrighty.
Hello, sir.
And
My
here we
name
are.
is Grissing, the head doctor of this hospital. If I may speak freely, sir, we expected more than just an officer's rank to support our current situation. The Hun could break through our lines at any moment now.
Head Doctor, mind your tongue. This is our new commander in charge. Sir, I'm delighted that someone with your experience is joining us. I recall your work in London very well.
Praveen Kumar, head engineer. If you want something done, you should come to me, sir.
Major Henry Wells. As you all know, I was directed here to manage this hospital. I will count on your professionalism, regardless of your private opinions about me.
If I may, sir, we have wounded that are already waiting in Casualty Clearing Station. We should tend to them first.
Agreed. We should not let them wait any longer.
To start, decisions must be made about their fate, sir. Their files are already waiting for you in Casualty Clearing Station.
Alright, so we got the first patients waiting. Here we are now in the beginning of the game, at the very beginning, and we need to assign doctors and patients. Let's just have a look at that. It's all looking rather in ruins at the moment. And we need to assign patients, so drag them to doctor, really. So we can see our doctor here, he's well rested, and here we have the patients then, and we
Very
can
well,
then
sir.
drag them to
Now
this.
that decision was taken, we can start operating on these patients.
Alright. And here we can also see now the casualty clearing station. And we can see that we got 3 teams, nurses, and 1 patient out of the 10 that would be available or would be actually possible here right now. Next up, I also need to assign my doctors to the casualty clearing station. So there we have it. We got 3, well, possible medic teams, and Kay Fisher would be one of the first teams that we can assign to this one here.
Medics are on the way.
And with that, it continues now, and we do get the first treatment. And of course, we can also zoom in and have a look. There the poor fella is, right from the front. And he's waiting now for hopefully my doctors to come to this area somehow. Oh, I think he's being already transported away. And there he is once more, now in the operating ward. So we do have different buildings, right? And there he is being operated right now. Over there, we have the casualty clearing station. And we have several buildings that we can unlock then also in the course of this game. And as we can see,
Sir,
poof, there it is.
I'm afraid that one of our patients
Oh.
died during the operation.
He died.
How did it happen? Was it a mistake or an oversight?
No, sir. It was just bad luck. The patient was too weak to survive the operation, and we could do nothing more to save him. Maybe with better equipment we could do something, but the sad reality is that we cannot save them all.
I understand. Then we need to prepare his body to be buried. According to directives from HQ, all deceased are to be buried in place. Too many bodies to transport home, I'm afraid.
Alright, so we now need to bury the first patient. Failed operation. Patients can die during operations. And we need to bury them. All the way out here, there is a cemetery. And we can use that. And just like the other one, we can assign then someone to this. So a medic team can be assigned then to the cemetery. Over there. And they should automatically now get the deceased. So we're getting kind of like introduced now to the various systems of the game. And this is all part of the campaign. So we're out of surgical supplies. We need to get some. Otherwise, we won't be able to operate patients. Order surgical supplies. 40 of them it is. And we can do this at the local train station. So let's just have a look at that. Hopefully we see a nice train. Up here we have it. A train station. And here we can order now the resources. And I'm pretty sure it's going to cost me a bit. Surgical supplies, there we have that, and 40 we need. We can go up here to 40, and it will take 4 hours for this to arrive. Alright, but it's pretty expensive to order supplies all the time. We can also produce them ourselves if we rebuild the pharmacy. So there it is. And we now need to assign an engineer to the task. Who will then be able to build something here, right? So let's assign one engineer for it to now, and he's now going to try and build that pharmacy again. And there he is, also on his way. The train arrives in 3 hours and 20 minutes, so this is ticking down. And we can also see down here our morale indicator. Right now, I guess it's neutral. And we will definitely need to raise that morale again. More to happy times, even though what you can say about happy times. Hospital staff as well as civilians consume food rations at the canteen. If there is not enough food, their health will deteriorate, making them less effective. Now we need to also have a look at that too. And there it is, construction has started of the pharmacy. I can also scroll out quite a bit or zoom out, and as you can see, this is the full extent of my hospital area for now. So down here we have the warehouses, the pharmacy, the rehabilitation center, and there's the canteen then as well. And we can see that there's food coming in 7 hours, I guess, and that would be 10 food then. And my current consumption is 31, but my supply is only 15. So we definitely need to do something here about the canteen then, increasing that. Meanwhile, the pharmacy was built. More wounded will likely arrive soon. We should start manufacturing surgical supplies. And we can do this now in the pharmacy. Also, new patients have arrived at the casualty clearing station. We should make sure we've got enough surgical supplies and operate them. Yeah, 2 hours. And there's now my pharmacy. And we should probably now assign one of my engineers to the pharmacy permanently. And he will then... he's resting, so let's take Travis Cole there. Did I have... Yeah. He will now start with producing pharmacy or surgical supplies for us. Good job. And this is now being produced over time. Can I see how much we can produce? I can zoom in, right? So there we have the building itself. That's pretty cool. You can really zoom into every building here. And we are now And we're now producing those supplies, and that is 0.8 per hour. Doesn't sound like a lot yet. Right, and there he is.
Sir, engineers reached the pharmacy.
Now producing. Perfect. Alright, let's go back to the CCV, as it's called. There it is. DCS, and the station here, there is now 2 people waiting. And yeah, we can assign them once more. And once again, I can decide then their fate, and they're going to my station here, to my doctor. Unfortunately, we don't have enough supplies at the moment, so this is where the train hopefully arrives then soon. There's also a horse. What is the poor horse doing out there at the warehouse? And yeah, surgical supplies. My first production is also coming along. As overview, down here we can see that. So the supplies we need. Also I can see here that my quests operate the patients too and produce the surgical supplies as well. I wonder if the train counts for it, but we'll see that. And in 10 seconds the train arrives. There it is. I'm always happy to see trains, so this one here is no exception. And there's my supplies then coming in. 40 we have now. Perfect.
Sir, operation was successful.
And with that, we can also successfully operate patients. So this operation was successful. And he's now being transferred where exactly? Hopefully not to... There it is, the rehabilitation center. This is where we can house up to 10 patients at the moment. Alright, this is also not functioning properly right now. We do need to assign a nurse to the rehabilitation center. Kira Watson. You can go for this. There's already patients waiting.
Nurses are on the way.
And he's lying there all alone right now. That's not ideal. And there she is. Meanwhile, over here, the next patient is being transported into the operating ward. So right now, things are starting to move.
Sir, nurses reached the rehab.
And the second patient is now in surgery. And sometimes operations might require you to choose a course of action. An exclamation mark will show at the top of the screen. There it is. Alright, now we play doctor, it seems. Sir, it seems that the patient's body was able to fight off the infection on its own. Closing the wounds should be enough to help the patient recover. And allow for only closing the wounds, or do the procedure by book. This will lead to a shorter rehabilitation, and this will lead to a shorter cost. Let's go for shorter rehabilitation here.
Successful.
And that was successful, and he's back to health soon. He's also going to the rehabilitation, and that's about it. Alright. Yep. We're already ahead of this.
New patient arrived.
Alright, also more patients have arrived. And yeah, once again, we can then also assign them to my only Donald, to my only doctor that we have in the operation world right now. Can I assign another one there? Not at the moment. A group of wounded just arrived to casualty clearing station. Heal them. I'm going to do this. They're waiting now. And they're then being transported back and forth. Doctors with no patients assigned to them rest on their own, and doctors who have collapsed can't work until they regain some of their energy. He's tired already, right? So that's probably a bit of a problem there for us soon. It's also important to note that all of these decisions affect my general morale system, so we can be ruthless or humanitarian. And in this case here we got a few points there into humanitarian. +3 now. And yeah, I guess this will decide then also quests in the future and events. Another operation successful, and off with him to my rehabilitation center, where it gets a bit busy now, right? So there is 2-3 patients then, and 1 nurse. So once again, we should also then always check the state of my nurses and how they fare, right? So she, for example, right now, she's losing now some of her energy. I could assign a second one since, I mean, we could then also assign some here. This would make more operations possible, but we only have 1 doctor at the moment, so nothing I can do. Now comes the real difficult part. We need to decide where the healed patients go to the trenches, to headquarters for military drafts, and also releasing them from duty altogether. So it always depends then on what you would do here. Now we can also see then their current combat power. Like we got Yoshi here. He's actually finished, right? So he's waiting for a decision right now. He had a minor operation and he's ready for duty again. And he's got a very good combat power. So I'm sending him back to the trenches. I'm sorry. This is not an easy decision, but we have to do it because, of course, this will also decide what's happening on the front and what's happening in the back in the headquarters, right? So do I get more military drafts? Do I get more doctors at some point? Do I get more supplies? And this one here, I guess, decides then how good we fare on the front. Also, once again, he could come back to us, of course.
Sir,
So that was my decision. He goes back to the trenches. And off he goes. Meanwhile, the last patient out of the 4 that arrived is finishing his operation.
Operation was successful.
The problem is, cannot be healed. Okay, we also have the casualty clearing station. I was just saying the problem is though that my doctor is close to collapse. So we probably should do something about that too. So he's now tired, and he's resting. There's no more patients. There is actually 1, but we're just going to wait with him now. All right, next mission we have. So yeah, 1 more surgical supply. There it is. Very good. Also finishing this. So we have now produced all that we need. And yeah, I have 2 engineers there in right now, so...
Sir, our defensive line has been broken.
Oh.
Multiple casualties.
Alright, so there is a problem now. The 36th division is in retreat. In those cases, it's better to deny the patient. So we also
The
have...
36th division is in retreat.
We also have those
my,
patients that have
that is
no...
terrible news.
Another bunch of those poor bastards will be here soon. I'll better check our stocks.
He's already close to collapse.
What about the hospital? Are we to evacuate the facility?
No, sir. HQ gives us no such orders, sir. In fact, there were no orders for us.
Alright, that's that. And yeah, we have now one that is in terminal state. The operation is costly, time consuming, and chances of success are extremely low. In those cases, it's better to deny the patient. The thing is, though, we don't have any other patients, so I could try it, of course. But my doctor is close to collapsing, so yeah, okay. I guess patient state is actually good. He's not terminal, right? The game tells me actually that I should deny him, unfortunately. So poor sod. Alright, so he's not going to be treated, and he's most likely dying. At least my doctor can rest a bit more. Alright, so we could hire another surgeon. More hands to work means we won't have to deny as many patients. Hire a new surgeon, and we can do this at the train station. There it is. So once again, hire personnel. And here we do now have the surgeon, and let's get us another one in. This will cost me 4. And we can order him. It will, of course, also increase my food consumption. And there's already the train coming. With hopefully a doctor on board. A new surgeon. Meanwhile, we get a whole bunch of new survivors coming in. Quite a lot this time.
Lieutenant Colonel Angus McFidley, commanding the 36th. My orders are to set up a temporary line of defense north of here, but I will not be able to do that with our limited forces.
I understand. How can we help, Lieutenant Colonel?
Heal as many of the soldiers from the front line as possible. Having them reinforce our defensive line will help our men significantly.
How many do you need?
As many as you can provide, I'm afraid. Intelligence reports suggest that Germans will launch an attack on our position on the 8th of June, probably around noon.
What about reinforcements from HQ?
There will be none. Not until the 21st of June at least. HQ is gathering forces and regrouping for a major counter-offensive. Our orders are to survive on our own till that day.
On our own? This is a hospital, not a military camp. How do they expect us to manage that?
We will be given the best intelligence reports they have. We will know about every attack and the estimated size of the attacking force in advance. That's the best HQ could give us.
Alright. We now have also another doctor at hand. They perform the operations, the nurses are needed for rehabilitation, the medics carry the wounded, and engineers produce resources and construct
Lieutenant
buildings.
There are old trenches nearby. You can set up defenses there. We will try to send enough men to survive enemy attacks.
Alright, and we have a clear goal. Heal as many as possible. And we are gathering forces, the HQ, and regrouping for a major counter-offensive on the 21st of June. Our orders are to survive German attacks on our own till that day. So I guess there is now fighting happening then as well. So we got the trenches here. They're near the hospital, are protected by soldiers from the 36th Division. If they're to be defeated, the hospital will be forced to evacuate, causing a game over. Alright, so we also need to defend ourselves on the front as well. And all incoming German attacks are indicated on the timeline. So there's the next one. And all soldiers assigned to the trenches are shown in the timeline as soldiers. Alright, combat power. Alright, we have too few. Or we are good. Since we sent a soldier over, it looks like that was actually enough for now. And we might actually be fine for the next attack. Of course, I don't want to risk it. We also need to build an X-ray improvement as well. Whew, a lot of things going on right now. Also, building improvements now to further improve the efficiency of those buildings then. That is something. Alright, so let's just quickly check it out there. Build the X-ray improvement. First of all, I would also like to assign them. We have now the 2 doctors here. And we have now some good and some bad soldiers, right? So let's actually get, some 3 to the well-rested one. The other one, Mark McDonald, is extremely exhausted. So I don't know how many more I would like to send to him. So we are probably just going to send as many right now to my other doctor. I cannot see the name. We can set him to rest, but I'm not doing this now. He's going to work on something. I don't want to deny anyone at this point. Alright, so we'll just see how we can manage to do all of this. Now for the improvement. We have the option up here for camp improvements, and here we can now go deeper in, and the X-ray gives me an increased chance of operation success by 25%. And yeah, we can do this improvement for the 3 bureaucratical powers that we have down here. So this is replenishing with how many we have at the HQ, right? And then it also needs 100 scrap parts that we have. So let's improve this, and let's send one of my engineers then also to this task. The more engineers I assign, of course, the faster we could do this, but one will be fine for now. Off it goes. Yeah, and there we can see the balance coming up, right? So I always need to decide who I want to send to the front to defend ourselves, and how many I want to send to the HQ to replenish our bureaucratical power, as I would like to call it, because there is no other name for it, I guess. Alright, so let's have a look inside. Operations happen again. That's great. And oh, where is my other doctor? He's still extremely exhausted. I'm not doing anything else here. We got good patients there, right? So none of them actually needs to be sent to the grave right away. Also, in the rehabilitation center, we got a few decisions to make. Let's just check it out. Oh yes, we got one with very good combat power, so I'm going to send him to the trenches right away to improve my power there. And I might actually also send him over there. He's also not that bad, and he is fine. Alright, so yeah, he's got 2 children. That's always something, but he's old, so I guess he might be good on the front there as well. Send him over. Hard decisions, that is. This guy here, he's very good actually with bureaucracy, so I'm going to send him to HQ. And this guy here, he's pretty bad with everything, really. So I might... He's looking for his brother at the front. He's not very good with fighting, nor with bureaucracy. So yeah, let's send him to the front. He can look there for his brother.
Sir, patient is cured.
I hope that was the right decision. I mean, he's old and alone, right? And he's actually pretty healthy, so... The right decision for me would be to send him there, to the trenches. Okay, one of our currently assigned units is exhausted from working too long. If we ignore it, that unit will collapse. And we have finished the first improvement, the X-ray. Can we see this in here? I don't think so. We got, however, that improvement now. And I've also assigned now a nurse to the casualty clearing station. There's 6 patients waiting in there right now. And a nurse in there makes life a bit easier for them, because I really just have one doctor at the moment. The other one is still resting and tired. So let's have a quick look inside. Yeah, they're waiting here now, looking a bit bloody. That's okay. There's the nurse coming already as well. Let's have a look at the improvements there again. We do have, of course, lots of options here. Casualty clearing station. Constructs advanced dressing stations. 1 slot for nurses. Unlocks a shift system. Housing, production, scouting. But I think for healing it might be the best. We have enough paper there. Amputation takes 50% and 30%. But patient will be unfit for combat. Ooh, that's... Amputations are allowed then. And deceased do not occupy beds. Alright. We could also construct a trauma ward. Rehabilitation center. Improves the rehabilitation center. It doesn't really increase the chance here, right? So, usually I like to go for chance increase in the beginning. So, Mark is tired, but that should be fine. Let's give him a patient. Let's give him 2 patients. He's not close to collapse. My doctors work until they are close to collapse. But not collapsing. That's the important thing here. Morale is improving a bit, so the second doctor has arrived. We have now 2 of them in the operation at all times. And we got an emergency. Sir, it appears that the patient's leg is infected. We would normally need to amputate, but it seems that he responds well to medicine, and we have high hopes that it will be enough. Whew. Oh yeah, for amputation we do need the tools, so I could actually give him the medicine. Increases the cost, but it increases also the chance of rehabilitation. That's fine. Let's actually get this amputation going, because I think we're going to need it. Where do we have it? There it is. Amputation tools. Let's improve that, and let's use my engineer that is waiting for assignments. Upton Adams. He's now doing this. Okay. There. Oh, more patients? I think there's more patients. Yeah, more patients.
Engineers reached the construction site.
And we also have now the... Where's the improvement? Yeah, actually it's in the operation ward. We're now improving that building here further. And yeah, we got more patients again. Shoosh. Alright, and the other one is also getting tired already. No idea. We have too many patients. Can I hire a new surgeon? No, we have 2 of 2. I can hire a new nurse though. That's something I would like to do. Confirm the order. Food-wise, it's fine. And improvement-wise, yeah, I don't know. We need more space here.
So we lost this patient.
Alright, 1 died in the operation. 2 died. What, really? He also died? Yeah, both of them died in the operation. We have no one that is resting right now. And they're not looking that bad, right? I mean, come on. They're actually in good conditions. Why do they die? My doctors are also not close to collapse. Alright, so far so good. The first attack is coming in soon, right? We are ready at the trenches. We have a strong line of defense there. And yeah, I just continue now with healing a few more patients, hopefully. Hopefully. And if you enjoyed this one, then we continue onwards in the next episode of War Hospital. Out now on Steam. Stay tuned!